Hi, this is Kathy from Craft with Kathy. Thanks for joining me this evening. Hey, it's Friday. How's that feel? Friday in September. Oh my goodness, second Friday. Isn't it the second Friday? Yeah, I guess it would be the second Friday in September. Fall's approaching quickly. Here's the finished product of my pumpkins from yesterday. And I'm trying to figure out where I'm getting shadow from, and I'm just a little lost yet. Seeing, okay, that helped. I know what that was. Okay. I created obviously more pumpkins than this, but these were my two favorite. It's a little dim where I was working, so I had too much shadow and I didn't do the best job of putting the lines on the pumpkin. But I really like how the stems turned out with these. I definitely like the grapevine, but if you look really closely at the top of this stem, you could see the little shine of a little piece of metal. Can you imagine? I ordered grapevine wreaths, assuming they were real grapevine, you know, where you have to soak them in water and pull them apart and then do whatever you need to do with them. And surprise, surprise, as I was doing the live yesterday, I'm cutting through a piece of metal. I was like, what the heck is that? So obviously I didn't get real grapevines. It's just kind of weird. I can't imagine how someone could how it could be profitable to make fake grapevines. Is that weird or what? But anyway, these are the two of them. This one you could tell is a little bit lighter. The smaller one is lighter. And I realized that by just shutting the oven off and leaving them sit in there with the door closed, I think I got better results. The first section of them, or the first bunch of them, seem like they got a little overcooked. They got a little bit darker. So I might take another go at this and play around with a little bit where I'm a little bit more relaxed and not feeling so self-conscious with it, and create some more. I don't know. But honestly, they're great for, I'm gonna put them on a tier tray, just for, I mean, they're hard now, obviously, but just for the smell, the scent of the cinnamon and the nutmeg. I'm not a real big fan of nutmeg, but I definitely love cinnamon, and I think these are cute and would be nice little accents to add a little scent to the space. Kathy, I'm coming at you from the suburbs west of Chicago. If you would be so kind as to drop me a line and let me know where you're viewing from, that would be wonderful. I'm going to pick up a project done earlier this week and actually expand upon it a bit. I'm not fully happy with the way it turned out, and I thought I'd let it sit a day or two and decide if I wanted to put ribbon on it, what did it need, you know, because sometimes it's better if you let your thoughts or your ideas percolate a little bit instead of being under pressure to finish something. So that was basically what I did. And let me just move my iced tea glass out of the way there. Sorry, excuse me for that. So I came up with a couple different ideas, and we're going to try something. I hope I don't step over the line into over-decoritis, because sometimes that happens. You have any questions, just drop them in the comment box. Hop on in, don't be shy. I'm happy to answer any questions or take any suggestions or ideas. Are always good, so don't feel uncomfortable participating. I want you definitely to participate. This was a project earlier in the week, and I'm going to expand a little bit upon it, and I'm going to take a little bit away from it. Oops, chalk paste rolling around here. Ooh, really rolling around. Anyway, it's too dark. I decided I don't like it so dark. And I'm going to incorporate a little bit of olive shimmer. I'm going to remove the word happy and these lines and redo them with the olive shimmer. And then I'm going to actually do a little, what's going to look like a drop shadow on the word Halloween using my white. The drop shadow will actually be in the pumpkin shimmer. And then I'm going to add a spider web up in the corner over here. Now when I created this, I used the Happy Halloween transfer. And I just have to find out where I put it because I had it out here waiting to go. And of course I'm not seeing it now. But I'm going to actually add another transfer to it because I want to add the spider web. So I'm going to take the spider web from the Season's Welcome transfer. I've only used a portion of it so far, the one that was basically the Welcome to Fall. So I'm going to cut those apart and borrow the spider web from it. Our transfers are reusable 8 to 12 times or more with proper care. So I could kind of fiddle with this as much as I want until I get the desired effect that I'm looking for. As long as I said I don't flip over into over-decoritis. Sometimes you could just do a little bit too much and then it's not a good thing, right? But because our chalk paste is water soluble, if that happens, all I have to do is spritz it with water and erase. And I apologize if you've commented or anything. I'm not seeing any comments. Facebook's been really strange all week long. When I finish, I'll see my viewers and I'll see the comments and whatever. It's been strange. I don't know how else to explain it. I don't know quite what's going on, if they're in the process of rolling out some updates or what. So I'm going to cut apart this transfer and borrow the one that's Welcome to Our Web. Now, you know what? Interestingly enough, it must be my IT brain kicking in here, right? This Welcome to Our Web is great for, I'm actually probably going to put it on the back of the Welcome to Fall sign. But in reality, it doesn't have to be used for Halloween. Without the images, Welcome to Our Web would be great. Welcome to our website, right? If you would like to be privy to some bundles, specials, contests, etc., you're welcome to join my VIP group. As a matter of fact, we have a contest starting there tomorrow. All you have to do is go to Chalk with Kathy, Kathy spelled K-A-T-H-I-E, and click join. The VIP group is open to anyone other than Chalk Couture designers. So if you're interested in that, please go ahead and join. And contest starts at noon tomorrow. I am unable to offer the same things in my public page, which Craft with Kathy is my public page, that I could offer in my private group. So if you'd like to participate in that, hop on over to Chalk with Kathy and I'll get you added. So just, I do contests in this group also. It's just, this is going to be a little bit different for the VIP group. Anyway, with all of that said, let's get started. I'm going to remove the word happy and these lines in the purple or the plum shimmer. They're just it's a little bit too dark. And I'm going to use my board scraper to do that. I'll also use a little bit of water and a paper towel to clean it up. I think my biggest challenge here is going to be waxing afterwards, which really won't be a problem. It's just a little bit small of an area, and I don't want to wax something that doesn't need it. And I always wax my found surfaces, obviously, unless they're metal or glass. If they're metal or glass, I don't wax them. But if they're wood or what looks like chalkboard, I thought this was chalkboard. It is not. It is actually like a painted MDF. So I will wax them so that I protect my transfers from actually pulling up the paint or anything, or any splinters when it comes to wood. So you can see how quick and easy this board scraper removes the chalk paste. I'm not quite done yet, but let me kind of knock off my little crumbles there. And I'm going to wet a paper towel and clean up the rest of it. Just have to be careful when I use my sprayer that I don't inadvertently spray my laptop that's sitting over here for me to be able to see comments. So what are your big plans for the weekend? Just gonna relax and enjoy what appears to be a little bit cooler weather coming through. Kind of decompress after Labor Day weekend. Chores around the house. Oh, that doesn't really sound fun, does it? But probably a good time to do them while the weather's not really cool, and a good time actually to be outside, right? I've got a zillion things to do this weekend, so it'll be interesting. Now, if I accidentally bump my letters with my wet paper towel, most likely I'm not going to impact them. I have to actually rub a little bit to get that off. So if I go a little off course here, I think I'm still going to be fine. Okay, this is looking pretty clean. Let me do this side. Now, if I had any shadowing or ghosting here, I would use my board eraser to get the vestiges of it off. Sometimes if you have chalk paste on a surface for a long period of time, you get a little bit of ghosting, or if it's a really highly pigmented chalk paste, that could happen. But it's easy to remove with the board eraser. Okay, I think that's fine. Now, let me grab my wax. I'm not sure where I put my applicator, so I'm just going to use a little bit of a paper towel crunched up and just rub this in, rub it off. Real easy. Just kind of want to go over what I erased. Then I'll show you how to align the transfer and basically how to get that kind of drop shadow effect. I'm just flipping my paper towel around, rub it in, rub it off. And you could usually feel if there's still wax there, you'll notice a little bit of drag, and once you've wiped it off, just leaving a real thin little film, your applicator or paper towel will kind of slide. You don't want to leave a heavy layer of wax because then it's going to impact your chalk paste adhering. But in reality, seriously, if you could butter toast, you could chalk. Don't believe me? I'm not kidding. Seriously. I'm a clumsy crafter. I make mistakes all the time. And with this product, it's so easy to fix your mistakes or change something, I absolutely adore it. So I'm going to leave my spider web for the end. I want to make sure this is done first. You know what? I just see a little bit of paste there. Okay. And fuzzing cloth. Oh, this is funny. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to fuzz my transfer before we start. And our fuzzing cloth has a terry side and a microfiber side. Terry side is used to deliberately apply a little bit of lint to the back of your transfer so it does not stick as snugly. The microfiber side is great for drying your boards. Let's say I just rinsed this all off or washed it all off. It's great for drying it, getting rid of any streaks. It's also very helpful for drying your transfers. So let me grab my Happy Halloween here. I'm pulling it off of its backer or its carrier sheet. Our transfers are adhesive backed, reusable, 8 to 12 times or more. Basically, you want to take good care of them. Make sure you get the chalk paste out of the silk screen, because what you're actually seeing through here is silk screen. Probably can see better if the fuzzing cloth wasn't the same color here. So you want to make sure the silk screen is clear of any chalk paste. And that's easy. You just take this transfer over to the sink, run under water, and rinse it. And then you can wipe it a little bit with a disinfecting cloth. Now, I'm going to offset this a little bit. Okay, this is pretty much, pretty much lined up to how I had it. But I want to leave my orange there, my pumpkin shimmer, as a shadow. So I am going to move this over a little bit. And what's all open to all the silk screen that's open here, I need to move this back a little bit. I'm checking my letters here. I didn't like the way my W looked. All that I'm seeing through to the backer, to the surface beneath, is going to be white now. So I'm going to have my orange shimmer and then the white over it. And then I want to do these lines in the olive shimmer and then add my web over here. What do you think? Any ideas, suggestions? Does that sound like it's going to work? Okay, so I have white shimmer paste. Kind of like glitter, but without the mess. Not quite as sparkly, but it sure is nice. And I just stuck my squeegee in there, the wrong end first. Let me show you what our squeegees look like. I think they're made out of silicone, but you can see that the back end that you hold on to is a little bit thicker, and then this narrows to a point. And this is what you use to apply your chalk paste, to actually put it through, put it on the transfer, and then work it through the silk screen. And a little bit of our paste goes a long way. And want to make sure I get good coverage of all the exposed silk screen. Oops, and I just went over the word happy. Maybe I'll do happy in white. I wasn't going to, but I think I will now. That, or I could lift this up and fix it, but I think I'm going to go with the happy and the white. This board is kind of dark and could use a little bit of lightness, which is why I was thinking of adding the white to it anyway. Okay, that's fine. I want to stay away from my little swirls though, because I'm going to do those in the olive shimmer. Now, one of the things you can do if you get a little carried away like I do and aren't real careful about things is you could actually cover what you don't want to chalk with our placement tape, which is kind of like a washi tape, and just pull it up when you're done with one area and then go on to the area that you didn't want to chalk with a different color. It makes it real easy and quick. Oops, I have too much paste on this squeegee. There we go. Scraping off the excess and just moving over to another area and applying more paste. Any excess paste when I'm done could go right back in the jar. I'm going to turn this a bit so I could get my end. Now this font is a little bit distressed, so if I did accidentally miss an area or do a little oops, it most likely would not be very obvious. A lot of our fonts are distressed. Makes it easy for anybody beginning to come out with perfect looking projects. I'm just going to get this top of the Y again. It looks like I might have missed it a little bit. There we go. Okay. Put the excess back in my jar, and then I'm going to cap up that jar so my paste does not dry out. Then I'm going to grab my olive shimmer and a little bit of a smaller squeegee, our mini squeegee. You know what? I forgot to do this the other day. This paste is dried up a little bit. I'm going to add some distilled water to it. You always want to use distilled water because your tap water could very well have chemicals in it that might interact with the pigment of the paste and change the color. So I'm just going to mix this up, get it the right consistency. You want your paste to be somewhere between a yogurt and a sour cream consistency. You don't want it clumpy, but you don't want it drippy either. A little bit more distilled water there. Make sure I didn't accidentally spray my crow there, and I just dripped water. Let me clean that up real quick. There we go. I probably should not be adding water to my paste over my project. I know better. Live and learn. Learn from my mistakes, please. Okay, I want to make sure all the water's incorporated. I don't want to put a squeegee in and grab a little puddle of water. So it looks like everything's mixed very well in here. And I'm going to do my little swirls with this then. Grabbed a little paste and I'm just applying it over the bottom swirl. I'm going to get the whole thing here. It goes right up to the edge of the board. Get the top. There we go. That looks pretty good. I'm removing any excess, making sure I've got good coverage. I'm going to catch the one up on the top here. How easy is this? There we go. Right across the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to put the excess back in my jar. And good idea to clean the rim of your jar periodically so you don't get dried paste around it. Just a little maintenance as you go along. Now I'm going to lift this transfer up, and you always want to lift your transfers either from the top, the bottom, the left, or the right. You never want to pull or tug them on a diagonal because our transfers are made out of vinyl and silkscreen. So think of them as being as fabric, and if you pulled fabric on the bias, you could just stretch or distort it. So I am going to lift it here from the side and do the little peel and reveal. Oops, I could see I didn't get enough green paste there. Let me pull that back out and add a little bit. It's pretty obvious to me now, but I didn't see it before. So just lift and peel slowly, so if there is anything that needs to be fixed, you could fix it. No big deal. I mean, seriously, we haven't been working on this a half hour, right? Ooh, I think I like the white. It actually looks a little ghostly. I'm going to put this back down and do the same thing here with my swirl. Looks like I missed the edges a little bit or didn't press hard enough to get it through the silk screen. But I like that kind of white, kind of ghostly apparition. Do you remember that? Perfect for Halloween, right? Okay, I'm going to put this transfer aside so that I could clean it when I'm done. I'm going to take a moment and clean my fingers off a little bit. What do you think? Boy, that's so much brighter. It was so drab before, wasn't it? And easy peasy, how quick was that? Okay, let me grab my other transfer that I'm going to actually put the web on with. I think I'm turning this around so that I have a little bit better access. Let me cover up my olive shimmer. You know, if you're not sure, if you're kind of on the fence and thinking, I don't know if I could really do this, let me tell you, truly you can. Like I said, it's as easy as buttering toast. However, if you're a little unsure, we have a little Triad kit. Our Triad kits are $7.95. They basically are a project of a tiny little small tag that comes with a ribbon and everything else to create the project. I'm just pulling this transfer, oops, off of its backer. Sure, right. There we go. And I'm going to fuzz it. Or you could check out one of our Try Me kits or Chalk Made kits. They're about $20 or so, $20 to $24. They come with everything you need, including, oops, somewhere in here, a mini squeegee. Or, if you don't have a lot of time for crafting or decor, and you don't want to have to make the decisions, you can join our Club Couture subscription program, where every month you get an exclusive, curated transfer, exclusive only to club members and to designers. It arrives on your doorstep with 3 individual paste packets to create your design. You don't have to make a decision or do anything. All of it's done for you. It's $19.99 a month. The transfers are reusable. They're absolutely amazing. And you get free shipping. Now I'm going to avoid the border here. I'm going to just go with the white for the web. But if I accidentally get the border, when I pull this off, I'll go back and clean it up while it's still wet, so it's easy to fix. So 3 ways to get involved. And if you're looking at this like I did and said, oh my goodness, I want in, I was just so enamored of the product, there was like, sign me up, I want to be a designer, you could do that. And our designer kit is only $99, $127 I think in Canada, $99 in the US. Comes with $250 worth of product, some surfaces, paste, a bunch of paste packets, a couple core actual jars of paste, obviously a bunch of transfers. I mean, it's a great, great deal. Or if you already have some supplies and don't want to get the kit, you could actually now sign up with our business maker kit for only $19.99. And that includes a business transfer and basically some other paperwork and things. I think thank you cards. I could be wrong on that. But that's a good deal too. And then, as a designer, you get a 40% discount on your purchases. And when you first become a designer, you get an additional 15% coupon. So for someone who wants to pick out their own things when they're becoming a designer, the business basic startup kit might be just the right thing for that $19 sign-up fee. Any questions about any of that? If you're interested in the sample, just write sample in the comments and I will send you the link for a sample. If you're thinking about Club Couture and like the whole idea of a subscription package that shows up on your doorstep with free shipping, giving you an hour or so of creativity once a month, just kind of a Chalk Couture, take me away type of thing, kind of like a la Calgon, take me away, just for an hour or so of creativity, comment club. And if you're thinking or would like additional information about being a designer, whether you want to be a hobbyist, do it as a side hustle, or basically create your own empire, comment team below and I'll be happy to send you a link to a video with more information. Okay, peel and reveal here. Ooh, look at that web. I think it turned out pretty good. I did not get the border there. So my fingers are still a little dirty, but what do you think? I'm going to put this aside for a moment and show you how to clean the transfer, because truly it really is. Our chalk paste goes on liquid but dries to a hard finish. I would say matte, but our shimmer actually has a little bit of shimmer to it, a little bit of shine, and you could actually see that shimmer on this transfer, I bet. And it really picks up the light. Very, very pretty. Now I could run this over to the sink, turn on the water, and just basically massage it with my fingers and remove the paste. Can you see that shimmer? Woo! But I'm going to clean it here on my surface. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. This is obviously the adhesive side. I'm going to spritz it with a little bit of water. Now our transfers won't stick to our mats, but I don't always use this mat, so as a matter of habit, I just always spritz the back just in case I'm using my glass mat. And then I'm going to spritz the front. And I could use a board eraser, but actually there's not enough chalk on there to even warrant it. So I'm just going to grab a disinfecting wipe. If you don't like using disinfecting wipes, our board erasers are a great economical solution. I cut them into pieces to use them. And you only use them on the front of your transfer. You don't use them on the back because of the adhesive. But it works fine without any chemicals that way. I'm going to flip this oops. Flip it over. I have some crumbs on my surface. I don't know if it was from those pumpkins or something else. But I'm going to clean the chalk paste out of the back, out of the adhesive side. And then I'm going to show you how we speed dry this to basically dry it quicker, but also to renew the adhesive. Now once I get all the chalk paste out of the silk screen, then I go across my transfer, just sweeping across it to pick up any lint that I deliberately applied. And in this case, being that I fuzzed the entire transfer, I want to remove lint off the entire transfer, not just the area that I clean with my chalk paste. Oops. And that's pretty much it. Now, let me grab my fuzzing towel, and this time I'm putting it down microfiber side up. I'm going to lay this transfer on it sticky side up or adhesive side up, and basically just fold this over and squeeze out any moisture. Then I'm going to set this aside. Whoa, did that renew the stickiness or what? Set this aside, adhesive side up, to dry before I add my backer to it. And you always want to apply your backer to the transfer, not the transfer to the backer, because the transfer is sticky and a little bit hard to manipulate without getting your finger stuck to it. So let me just dry my surface up and clean up my area a bit. Here's my carrier or backer sheet. Normally I write on the back of this and say what it is. And actually, oops, I don't see my black marker. I'll grab my green. I always write on the dull side. Our carrier sheets have two sides, one that's dull, one that's glossy, shiny. The glossy always goes on the adhesive. So generally before I use my transfer, I will write on the back of the carrier sheet. This is, I forgot the name of it. It's seasons of something. Oh my goodness. There's fall, Halloween, winter, and Christmas. And I'm going to put just Halloween for this one, so I know what it is. Okay? And this does two things. It allows me to know that this carrier sheet goes with this transfer as opposed to the winter or the fall or the Christmas or whatever. And it also allows me to make sure, now these are all the same size, but just in case I was a little crooked when I line things up. Just a second, I've got something on the transfer that I want to wash off. Oh, it looks, oh, you know what? My paste crumbles from when I scraped off the paste. And then I always know which way to line this. Basically, I line up one corner, follow it across, line up the next corner, let go, and just smooth it out. Then I'll put this in my cellophane envelope with the other pieces for this transfer and hang it up in my armoire. That's how I store my transfers, hanging with a little hook in their little cellophane envelopes. Easy peasy. So here's our finished project for this evening. What do you think? Seriously, we removed part of the original image, added some design elements, and oh look at, I've got some streakies down here that I'm gonna have to clean up. Some design elements. Cleaned our transfers. Okay, yes, I have to clean my squeegee. It's no big deal. I could clean them underwater or with a disinfecting wipe. But we're done in less than 45 minutes. A 40-minute project like that. Thank you so much for joining me. I surely do appreciate it. I hope to see you over in the VIP group participating in the scavenger hunt tomorrow. The scavenger hunt will be based upon the current catalog. If you do not have a hard copy catalog, I will post the link in the announcements section of where you can download it or check it out online. so that you can get all ready and prepared to have a bunch of fun. There's more details in the VIP group on how the contest is being run. And if I get a whole bunch of comments tonight, I might even post the prizes. And they're pretty cool, if I have to say so myself. So thanks for joining me. See you soon.